to somebody else who has ADD, because you can talk to each other and you hear each other's conversation, but you're having a conversation. It's really cool. I used to do it all the time with a friend of mine, the guy who I was in love with at Sabrina. Never mind. You have to listen to Shot About It, the Sabrina and Me Alone episode. Him and I used to talk that way, and everybody would be like, "How do you guys focus?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, we're just having a normal conversation." And but with other people who do not have ADD, I have learned that I need to wait my turn. Do not interrupt the conversation, and if I do, be polite about it and say, "Excuse me, I need to tell you this before I forget." With excessive talking, I don't. Right now I am, because I'm excited to be doing this podcast, and I'm awake for it and not falling asleep. And I've had coffee in me, and I'm just excited. Excessive physical movement for myself. I used to, but I feel like as I've grown up, that like a lot of the hyperactivity and impulsiveness has gone away, because I've learned to train myself not to do these things, because it affects everybody around me, and I do not want to affect people horribly. I make sure, like I said, being accountable. I hold myself accountable. But I really feel like I have an inattentive ADD. Like, there's 7 different types of ADHD. There's classic, there's inattentive, there's overfocused, there's temporal lobe, there's limbic, there's ring of fire, and there's anxious. So when I was learning about ADD in the beginning of coming back to school, I think it was, I was learning all of these, and I realized I had an inattentive, and it definitely, made a difference, because now I know that I wasn't crazy. Well, I can have a little hint of craziness. That I wasn't crazy, that I did have something going on. And there's no single test to diagnose ADHD and ADD. Like, there's just so many things. They have to interview you, and the doctors have to talk to you, and with children, it's a lot easier, because the teachers are focusing and watching your kids all day, or you when you're a kid, and they see how you act. So as a kid, believe me, my ass was in trouble so much. Kindergarten was horrible for me. I was so used to being out. See, maybe this is like the cause of my trauma. Maybe this is why I have fibro. Because I would talk so much that I was always in the corner. I was the girl that talked too much. And I was just so excited to talk to people my age, because I live in a family with like older people. So starting kindergarten, I was talkative, and I talked about everything. And I had so many interests that I was talking to people about them. And so kindergarten, I was in the corner a lot. I was moved a lot. But then I got to first grade, and I went to Catholic school, and you got in trouble for those things. But I think the trauma from kindergarten, like, serious, you guys, that really affects you when you're talkative and they tell you that you have to be quiet, and you're getting in trouble, literal trouble, in a corner because you're talking too much. That's fucked. And it affects you. Like, a lot of things growing up affected me with my ADD and the things that I did. And I feel that it was because it was the 80s. A lot of this stuff that is being brought up now, this was like 40 years ago. So, well, it wasn't, wow, no. I'm aging myself more than, I'm not 2 years old in kindergarten, but, almost 40 years ago. So, but not, damn it, bring it down. 35 years ago. That sounds better. So, there was research, but not the research that we have today. And still, science is always changing. Science is always changing. And these motherfuckers need to know that. Science is always changing. Just like with coronavirus. The science is always changing. Things are always changing. And now you need to get a booster. Get a motherfucking booster. Then you fucking have... Kids can get their shots now. Fucking get your kids diagnosed. Get your kids their shots. Please. It takes a community. And like, I saw some things... Okay, wait. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Get back to where you were. ADD. Alright. I was just going to go on a tangent, you guys, about coronavirus. I'm stopping myself. So, I feel like I'm having like deja vu of me already doing this podcast. Did I already do a podcast like this? Shit. I have to look into that. I don't think that I did. All right. So, anyhow. So, as I was saying, a lot of the things that I did as a kid was very traumatizing because the teachers, put me in a corner because I talked too much. When I was having to move constantly, I remember in 8th grade, or maybe it was 6th grade, 5th grade. But anyways, it was so the Catholic school that I went to, there was 1st grade through 4th grade on one side, and then there was 5th grade through 8th, still is the same, 5th grade through 8th grade on the other side. So when you switch over to the other side, the 5th through 8th grade is when you start changing classes. And you go to math class, you go to English class, you go to social studies, or whatever it's called. And so between 5th grade and 8th grade, this was a fucking great time, wasn't it? No. I had started my period in 5th grade. Embarrassing. At school. But when you start changing classes, Sister Elaine was the math teacher. Now, I don't remember if this happened when I was in her class as an actual 8th grader or when it was switching the classes. Because I was clicking my pen, you guys, and it pissed her off. She grabbed my hand and was like, "Stop doing that." She's from Chicago. Oh man, Sister Elaine was the best teacher ever. She was mean. I loved her. But she got the point across. I'm going to go, little short story. We were talking about abortion in class. I don't remember what grade it was, but it was when so it's probably 8th grade. We were talking about abortion and she was like, "I don't care if you have an abortion or not. I don't care because it's not my body. It's not anything that has to do with me. Because if you have an abortion and it's supposed to be wrong and you killing somebody is wrong, then when it's your time to go, God will take it up with you in the end. If this is the way it's supposed to be." She's like, "So I'm not going to judge you. Let women do what they want with their bodies. It's not my choice and it's not, my prerogative." A nun, motherfuckers. This beautiful nun. This is why I love her. She was so open-minded. She was a hard ass. She was fucking awesome. And so, yeah, I shouldn't have went on that. But yeah, so she said that because now I forgot what I was saying. I should have wrote down. Damn it. But yeah, so the things that you do as you get older, you can bring everything together and you can be a functioning human. I'm working on it still. I can still have my little quirks and perks or whatever the fuck they are, where I fucking have different interests. And I bought a sewing machine in February and it's still sitting there, or January, and it's still sitting there. I only used it for like one day, but then the material I was using was too thick, and then, things started happening and I moved back to Arizona. So I still have the sewing machine and someone's supposed to help me with that. So, yeah. Anyhow, so how is a child diagnosed with AD? As I said, the teachers are watching the kid, and, if they see anything, you go to your personal physician and ask for a referral to a healthcare professional to get officially diagnosed. And the tests are just a patient interview, possible interviews or questionnaires with friends and family members. But the funny thing is, because I have taught myself so well, that the only people that would really see, because I'm like so well behaved, I think, at home. But my friends, they see the side of me where I'm like, I don't fucking remember shit, you guys. So it's totally different. And there are scales that you are rated on. And adults have a scale as well. Like, I guess there's like 3 of them. So that is interesting. ADD is something that is hereditary. So blood relatives such as a parent or sibling with ADHD or any other mental health disorder, exposure to environments, toxins such as lead found mainly in paint and pipes and other buildings, maternal drug use, alcohol use, or smoking during pregnancy. So, the 80s. Lead in the paint, you guys. This is where it's all fucked up. So I'm wondering about my brothers and sisters, and like Chris totally had ADHD. And now that he's getting older, I feel like the trauma, there's trauma there, like with our hyperactivity, and we need to figure that out. Because I feel like the things that we did as uh, kids and teens and young adults, like we have some trauma there. Because I swear Chris had ADHD, if I remember correctly. Um, I do remember correctly. He's my fucking brother. He's only like 2, 3 years younger than me. And then Michael probably had ADHD. Like, I'm just thinking about it. My mom and dad, oh my fucking God. Watching them, and Jesus. Yeah, this family does. But I feel like some of the siblings, they taught themselves. Maybe they went to counseling. Who knows? I don't ask them. Maybe I should. Maybe this weekend I'll get drunk and ask my sisters if any of them have been to therapy. Find out on the next episode. Because I'm not going to record one this weekend. I'll probably record one Monday. But I might do a shot about it. A special shot about it with my sister. Oh, she won't do shots. I don't know. But anyhow. So anyways, there are ways of working on yourself and taking care of yourself. And ADD is real. It's not an excuse, but some people do use it as an excuse. Don't use it as an excuse, because then it looks like everybody else is an asshole. You know? You can manage your symptoms. You just need the tools to manage them. With any kind of diagnosis, you can manage your symptoms. With narcissism, even that, you can freaking manage your symptoms, because there are people on TikTok who have been diagnosed and on YouTube that have been diagnosed that share how they fucking work on themselves. So there's no excuses, you guys. You can't just say, oh, I'm a narcissist, that's why I act this way. There is a way to manage your symptoms with everything. Just like when you're sick, period, like a health sick, like cold, there's a way to manage your symptoms. There's herbs, there's medications, there's always a way. So everybody making excuses, stop fucking making excuses. All right, so we went over a lot of things with a lot of short stories in between. So yeah, this episode was about mental health and working on ADD. It was mostly supposed to be about ADD, but I just listed all my issues: PMD, fibrosis, arthritis, ADD, anxiety, depression. But I swear, like this long list of things, like I've been for real diagnosed with PMDD, fibro, arthritis, and anxiety and depression. The ADD, dude. Do I have to go and get it diagnosed? I probably should, because you know why? It'll be great to have that for in school when I fucking mess up. And I'll be like, oh shit, it's my ADD. Well, that's also an excuse, isn't it? That's why I'm working on myself, you guys. I'm working the brightest. So there's 2 things that I need to get diagnosed on, and that's the baritis and the ADD. Plus, I need to go to the dentist, because I got shit going on, and I gotta go to the women doctor, so I don't die of cancer. Okay, don't listen to me, you guys. So, today is Thursday, November 4th. I'm doing the Roosevelt Rebel podcast. I'm putting that in my thing so I know when the last time I did it, which I could easily go ahead and look online, but then I'll be like, but did I do it? Because who knows? Is anything real? Alright, so, real quick. No, I'll save that for another episode. Maybe I'll record another episode and then save it for later. That sounds like an idea, because I have some good shit I want to talk about, because I just got really excited about it. But anyhow, thank you for tuning in. And if you're still here, thank you for listening to this whole incredible ADD episode about ADD and health. And, take care of yourself, people. They're like, especially people with ADD. And that's the shitty part. The most horrible part is not thinking about your ailments, because for somehow you just, oh, I'm in pain. Oh, that's normal. It's not normal. Like the first time that I was in completely no pain at all, I was like, is this the way that I'm supposed to feel normally? And it is. You're not supposed to be feeling pain. I thought it was just a normal thing that you're supposed to feel pain because I've been feeling